I'm TJ Faust, and I'm presenting on the disc golf pandemic boom. What data tells us about the recent growth of the sport? To capture the excitement and growth of the disc golf community since the pandemic, I'm sharing one of the biggest moments of disc golf history that became known as the Holy Shot. Imagine you're in the stands with the large crowds. The production crew is following the players with their cameras, and suddenly the explosion of excitement when James Conrad makes this 250-foot throw in to tie the leader and ultimately win the 2021 PDGA World Championship in the playoff hole. So, I'm looking to answer these three questions. How big has disc golf become in the US? At what rate is the sport growing? And is the growth sustainable? Because the annual PDGA year-end demographics reports are published in a PDF format, I collected my data manually into Excel files. I chose to focus on US state statistics of membership courses and events to develop my time-enabled ArcGIS map. But I analyzed annual national US membership courses and events and charts for a broader understanding of the growth in the US as a whole. I also recorded annual tour purse data. Here's a look at the variables. PDGA membership is based on any amateur or professional who pays dues to the PDGA. Please note that this number doesn't reflect all disc golf players. Many players are casual hobbyists. Courses are all locations where you can play disc golf that are listed in the PDGA course directory. And the PDGA events are sanctioned disc golf tournaments or leagues that are arranged between a local tournament director and the PDGA to follow a formal agreement. The PDGA Tour Purse is the total annual amount of cash awarded to professional disc golfers who perform well enough during tour events to make the pay cut. First, let's take a look at the US PDGA state stats in the ArcGIS app to see where membership, courses, and events have been growing since 2010 in the US. This is a graduated symbols map that shows the counts of each state by circle size. You can click on states for specific figures, and the time slider widget allows you to focus on each year's statistics. By watching the map over time, you can see how most of the circles jump in size after 2020. States with the top 5 largest counts are Texas, California, Michigan, North Carolina, and Florida. Next, let's follow the money because it reflects how much value sponsors place in events to reach a large audience to sell their products. The tour purse shows how the money added to player payouts gradually increased until 2019. Then the pandemic occurred in 2020 and events were canceled. However, the purse bounces back post-pandemic, more than doubling from $5,579,546 in 2019 to $12,016,036 in 2023. This bar chart is a simple overview of how much the pandemic affected growth averages of membership, courses, and events. Average member and events both more than doubled post 2020. However, course growth has slowed by more than half. The line chart shows a more in-depth analysis of annual growth. Membership growth has two upper outliers from 2020 at 35.56% and 2021 at 54.8%, showing a spike in demand for the sport. However, the 2023 membership growth rate was only 3.21%, indicating a sharp correction in the previous few years. Course growth was strong in the 2010s, but has slowed down to an average annual growth of 3.92%. The events growth has a lower outlier from the year 2020 at negative 25.17% due to canceled events followed by an upper outlier in 2021 at 110.84%. And this shows the post-pandemic rebound in meeting the demand and excitement of players to resume playing events. Again, events growth shows a correction in 2023 at 17.14%, much closer to the average events growth over 2010 to 2023 at an average growth rate of 19.26%. While PDGA membership and events experienced a strong post-pandemic surge, they appear to be rebounding toward pre-pandemic growth rates. Time will tell if disc golf continues to grow at a healthy rate, but it has undoubtedly achieved an increase in attention and recognition, even appearing on ESPN SportsCenter Top 10. With a strong investment of time and energy from dedicated local clubs, as well as the financial investment from disc golf companies, the sport will sustain a healthy, moderate growth following the post-pandemic boom. It would be worth exploring how disc golf growth can continue to expand by reaching wider audiences.